Hey guys, this reading is going to be for the sign of Taurus for the month of December 2025. Keep in mind that these readings are just general readings and that they will not resonate with all of you. Only keep the messages that resonate and discard the rest. This reading will be for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Take a look at all of your signs to get a clearer picture of what's going on in your life. Also, my readings are timeless, so regardless of the timestamp, whenever you hear it when it's right for you. Alright, so let's see what's going on with my Taurus gang. I'm a little rusty. Sorry guys. This is the first time in a long time I've had to do my intro. Like, I did it a few times, so I feel like I'm a little out of practice. Sorry I stayed away for so long, but the universe is kicking my butt. But it's okay. Sometimes they give me time to do this for you guys. So let's see what's going on with my Taurus gang. Sorry guys, they don't feel right. So alright, so okay. And it's like starting the reading is already like starting in my head. This is starting to talk about romance, about dreaminess, about that certain someone coming into your life, a romantic partner. The Knight of Cups is a very dreamy person. I feel like for some of you this might be your forever person, but I feel for a lot of you this is someone that is gonna help you like open your heart again or help you believe in love again, even if they're not like your forever person. I feel that this person is bringing in that lesson. Yeah, and totally the Tower, and that makes complete sense because they're gonna rip you open. They're gonna like change your life from the I keep hearing from the bottom to the top. Like they're just gonna rearrange like your whole belief system about what love should feel like. I feel like a lot of you are coming out of some lessons about what love should be and shouldn't be, what healthy and not healthy love is. So I feel like this new person that's coming in, and for some of you, this person might already be in your life. I'm feeling like a lot of you are very resistant to this person, and it's completely understandable. I'm hearing like a lot of stories of you not having things work out in the past and not being able to believe that this time it'll be different. But there's something about this person that won't let you walk away, even though in your heart and in your mind, or at least you feel that your heart and your mind match at this time. I keep hearing you're not interested in that right now. You're not interested in love. You're not interested in dating. You're not interested. You're very, very guarded. And that's what the Nine of Wands right here is all about. But I feel like the universe is saying it's been long enough. Okay. This secluded, they said that you've been secluding yourself, Taurus. That you've been not, okay. So they're saying that you've been not very social. You haven't been going out. Okay, so it sounds like you've been isolating yourself, and that makes sense with the. I think this is the Four of Swords. Yeah, it is the Four of Swords, just like I thought it was, but it's upside down. So, the Four of Swords is exactly what I said. You've been alone, healing, and exactly what we're talking about. It says healing, alone time, withdrawing from love. So since it's showing up reverse like this, the universe is saying that's enough. That's enough, Taurus. That's enough of the blaming. They're saying something about blaming other people for your patterns. You cannot. Okay, they're saying something about love, the love patterns that you have. Something about blame. So they're really talking about how you've been blaming other people for your patterns. So I'm thinking, because they're saying choices. So they're saying that you've been choosing these partners, so you can't blame these people for being who they are. So universe is really like, you cannot, you have to let this go. It's enough. They said it's enough of you blaming other people for the choices that you've made. They said that you need to come to terms with the fact that you're the one picking these partners, and knowing that they're like, they're saying, knowing that they're fixer uppers, and then expecting them to change for you. Like, how can you blame somebody for not changing for you? People don't change. They're just saying that you need to deal. There's a pattern about how you keep picking these fixer uppers, and like thinking that, oh, they have potential, I can change them, or if they love me enough, they'll change for me. And it's funny because me and Spirit were having a conversation about this earlier before I did the reading. We were like, when I was meditating and shuffling and all this stuff, I had a breakthrough about people and how no kind of love, no kind of being perfect, thinking that you can like make yourself into their fantasy person, or if you make them love you enough, they'll change. And I came up with the analogy that you can't make a pigeon become an eagle. Okay, a pigeon's gonna be a pigeon, and I love pigeons. They're so super cute. I'm not saying that pigeons are not cute or anything like that, but I'm just saying you can't make something change into something that they're not. So you can't make a pigeon be an eagle. A pigeon's gonna be always a pigeon. Okay, you cannot make a pigeon an eagle. You should have picked an eagle. And this is what the universe is talking about. They're saying you should have picked an eagle, and then you can have eagle expectations of an eagle. But if you're having eagle expectations of a pigeon, oh my God, they're taking this analogy really far, guys. If you're having eagle expectations of a pigeon, you're just setting yourself up. You're setting yourself up, and it feels like a big cycle that Taurus is breaking. This cycle of picking partners that feel safe, partners that feel like home to you, partners that are pretty much the same cycle you have been repeating since childhood. So they're saying that it's connected to like the cycle of how the closest to you in your life have treated you, or you've been conditioned to feel like love was a certain way. What I mean by a certain way is that when you were little, or while you were growing up, we see things, right? And you saw things that made you think, oh, that's what love should be like. And these are stories we tell ourselves, guys, that we see when we're young, that we never question, because they keep getting, by society, by your parents, by your friends, keep telling you that, oh, that's how it is sometimes. That's just the way it is. Things sometimes have to be tumultuous to have a happy ending. And I think the media has a big one with that too. And it just like reinforces these toxic patterns that you have since you were a little kid. And this is a big deal, guys. This is a big lesson, and I don't know if a lot of you have awakened to this. I think that you're still in they're saying, poor me, everybody has hurt me, nobody loves me, nobody has been willing to change for me, nobody has picked me. But the universe is like, come on, you know that these people that you picked, and they're saying that you might not be aware yet, because some of you, I think that you're still skirting. I don't even know if that is the right word to use. You're like skirting, or it's like you almost got it. You're like grasping it. I feel like a lot of you have already told yourselves, this feels a lot like, insert the blank here. For me particular, like, oh my God, this feels like so much like how my family treats me, or my mother, and particularly this partner. It's like a rude awakening when you like connect. And we all, I'm not gonna say we all, but me in particular, I say I'm never gonna end up with someone like that's my parent or whatever. And we subconsciously always like gravitate towards the familiar, not towards what's good for us. And that's the lesson that Spirit is trying to teach us, Tauruses, right now. That you perpetuated this cycle because of what you were conditioned to when you were a child. Now, what is spirit asking of you now is that now that you know, now that you're aware, these patterns cannot be unseen. And I feel like a lot of you have like a lot of regret, and there's a lot of things to think about, because I feel like a lot of you haven't really thought about this, or maybe pushed it under the rug, because it's something very painful. I'm not going to make it seem like this is something that you like easily be like, oh, that's what it is, and then like, you know, assimilate it. No, this is something like many of you have not awakened to, that you might have to sit with, and it might be painful, but I guarantee you that this is for the best. For those of you that have had love in your life that just never seems to work out, you know, and the connections feel so strong at the beginning because it's part of the pattern, right? It's part of the pattern that this person feels like, you know, for example, a parent, and the way that parent loved you. And if you grew up in a house where love was chaotic, didn't keep their promises, treated you unkind, you know, or anything that is not associated with love, but you associated it. That sounded funny. Associated with love, because that is what you thought love was felt like, right? So chaotic. So now to realize that, and to actually pick someone that feels safe and calm, and I heard boring. No, guys, come on. I get that though. Who doesn't want a novela love, right? That passionate, that can't live without you love. Who doesn't want that? You know, we all want that. And I do feel like that's attainable, but I feel more that healthy love is more calm and healthy and beautiful and supportive. And that is a view that sometimes we say we have, but you know, we have all these patterns that have been with us like most of our lives, right? That they're hard to break out of. So right now I feel like Spirit is trying to help you with that, because I see a lot of you like suffering and crying on and saying, why can't I find my person? Wow, okay. I'm hearing a few things. So some of you are like, why can't I find my person? And why have I been single so long? Is there nobody out there for me? But I feel like for those of you that haven't awakened to this pattern, I feel like you're very close to it. Maybe this reading might help, right? Even though we can all talk to our spirit guides at any time, right? You just have to build a relationship with them, and you'll hear them as well. But if some of you like realize something with this reading, then it's your people trying to tell you, this is why, this is the block that you have, this is the pattern that you have that's keeping you from love. It's a toxic pattern of you picking the wrong people and then expecting them to change into good people. And I feel like a lot of you had that pattern when you were a little kid with like a parent, and always being like, love me, and trying to be the perfect child, and your parent never being satisfied. And I feel like a lot of Tauruses have attracted that kind of love in their lives for far too long. And I know that some of us have been in this pattern for a really long time, but it's never too late. It's never too late to find healthy relationships, healthy patterns, and, you know, sit with this, Taurus. For those of you that just realize these patterns, sit with this and think about what you want to do and what you consider healthy love. And I feel like a lot of you have grown to love yourself a lot. And I feel like that is what help you see this pattern that you've had for a really long time, and Spirit would like you to heal. So you can find the love of your life for those of you that do want that, because we all have different dreams, right? But for those of you that resonate with this and want to find love, they said that this is the solution, right? Picking healthy partners. So they're saying that since you've cleaned up your, they said mess, but I also heard aura. They said that because you've cleaned up your aura, you now don't have to battle with these demons anymore. It's enough, Taurus. Yeah, I feel like you've been asking for them for help from this pattern. Yeah, and I think that your inner dialogue is changing, and that's why the Fool is in reverse, because of what we said before, right? That you're still like stepping into this new timeline because you're awakening to this pattern that you have, right? And they see the struggle. So there's not going to be, with this in reverse anymore. They're saying there's not going to be any struggle because you've connected with these beliefs that no longer, they just don't resonate with you anymore. And they're saying it again, the healthier and the more you love yourself, okay, this is what they said right now. They said, since you love yourself, you're not going to let anybody treat you that way ever again. The more and more you love yourself, the less and less you'll let other people do bad things to you or mistreat you. That is what self-love is all about. And your spirit team is totally cheering you on, Taurus. This was a very, very hard lesson, and you might have to sit with it for a while until you figure out what loving healthy looks like for you, right? And I love that for us. I really do love that for us. And I'm glad that we're so close, and I'm glad that our mentality has changed to realize that we were holding ourselves back the whole time. Nobody was holding ourselves back except for ourselves. So the path forward is going to be to hold ourselves accountable for the I heard decisions or choices that we made in the past, and learn from that so we can move forward and find the love of your life if that's what you want, Taurus. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get one more card and close out the reading. Okay, and I felt when I dropped that card down, I heard cooperation. So right now, a lot of you are still not cooperating with the universe. So basically, you're still stuck in that pattern, and that's okay, right? With this card being the closing card, a lot of you might not resonate with this just yet. But in a few months, you might, maybe next year, it's going to be different for all of you. But for those of you that are in the thick of it, cooperation. The universe said that they have your back, whatever path you're going to choose forward to become a healthy person. And if you need to go one more round, I don't know why they brought it up in my head, guys. For those of you that are still, they're saying a toxic ex is still swimming around you, and they showed me a bunch of sharks, guys. So whoever that toxic ex is, they're swimming around you like a shark. They're just waiting for that moment to like pounce on you and teach you the lesson again. And if that's necessary, Spirit said that's what you need to go through. But I feel like they keep screaming that cooperation. This starts with you, Taurus. You have to break these patterns. And I know it is easier said than done, especially for us Tauruses that were pretty, we got to experience things firsthand to be able to break free. But I'm very proud of us for awakening, and this was a big lesson in my life too. So I totally resonate with this reading, and I'm actually relieved that I learned it now than have never have awakened to this pattern, right guys? Okay guys, well, that was the reading that I have for you guys today. I hope that helped. Thank you so much for being here today. I will still continue to try to do readings as the universe permits it, because like I mentioned before, I've been going through the dark night of the soul for a really long times, and the energy is so heavy in the world, and I just have a difficult time even doing a reading, guys. The energy is just so heavy. But everything is in divine timing. The universe will always make me go online when somebody needs to hear a message, or a lot of you need to hear the message. I believe that deeply, and they will bring me on and bring me out of my night of the soul just to speak with you guys. And I do miss you guys a lot, and I miss connecting with so many of you. I feel so honored, and I feel so blessed to be able to connect with so many of you guys. And I love you guys, and thank you so much for following on my journey, and I hope to see you guys soon again. Bye, guys.